Welcome back. This is my final, and hashtag Mustang 60 group build, hosted by Mike over there at Scale Speedworks. It's a really cool group build. I thought it was great. Supposed to have it done on April 17th. I didn't make it. Sorry about that, Mike. But I'm done now. Finished it now. And I'm really happy with it. Let's get into it. What do I have here? Is I have the 71 Revell 71 Boss 351 model kit, which is a great kit. You know, the thing snaps together. It goes together so well. And I put the tub together, interior tub together for a mock-up for a video, and it wasn't even glued. It just stayed together. It was amazing. Everything fits real well. Tight tolerances. So if you're having a problem, clean out your holes a little bit. It'll fit just fine because of the paint or whatever. But anyway, let's not get off on squirrels here. It's a great kit. Excuse me. The Widebody kit is from Iceman Collections. It's designed by Black Box. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's another really good kit. It goes on real well. A little bit of sanding to make it fit a little tighter here and there between the plastic mold and the body kit. Things change a little bit, but it was really close right off the bat. And if you are going to do sanding, please wear a mask. When I was wearing a mask, and then one day I wanted to do a little bit more sanding. I'm like, oh, I don't need a mask, just a little sanding. I paid for that all day. I was coughing up that stuff all day long. I couldn't believe it. So please wear a mask. You'll be better off. As far as the wide body kit comes, it comes with the front and rear spoilers. The obviously the wide body fenders, the wheels and tires, and that lower diffuser back there with the exhaust tips and the side skirts. Everything aero on here is by them. Awesome. It goes together so good. First time I ever worked with anything like this, and it's just amazing. Another really cool thing I put in my notes. I have notes here because I can't ever remember, and it helps me get through this faster, is if you look, it's going to be really hard to show you, but like the hubs are offset. Here's a good view. The hubs are offset. That gives you your stance off the existing suspension. Let me see if I can turn it this way without dropping everything. Right in there. Okay, can you see it in there? Right there. It's offset. So the car, you don't even have to modify the suspension on the model kit. When you put this together, that's it. That's how it goes. So cool. I mean, it's just three-piece rims. I mean, two-piece rims. This center separate from the rim. Then you got your wheels. They all come separate. So, great stuff. Thanks, Joel. Great stuff. Enjoyed working with it. Kind of panicking over the front spoiler a little bit at the end. But I got it. I put tape marks and blah, 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 fitting marks where I could set it, how to set the spoiler on there. A lot of practice before I put that sucker on there. But it has like little notches where when they were making the mold, they pushed up against the roll pan in the front, and the edges of the roll pan between that and the fenders, it has like a seam there, and it made a notch in this to give you a reference point on where the spoiler goes. Cool stuff. Okay, so things that I did besides that when I was doing the bodywork is I Frenched in the windows. Got rid of all the chrome, and the drip rails are gone. I really like that look. Back windows all Frenched in. Looks really cool to me. I think it just sets it up. Goes great with this being more of a, to me, it's more of a pro touring modern day car. That's what this turned into. It's more of a something that Kindig or Iron Resurrections or somebody would have done. Really cool. Let's not get off on squirrels again. Um, when I did the body panels, one thing I did want to note is between the body and the body panels, I used epoxy sculpt in there once I got it all glued in where I wanted to bridge the gap. Got that in there. Just not a ton of epoxy sculpt. It's like a clay. Just enough to get in their grooves, and so I wouldn't have to use a ton of Bondo spot putty or any other filler. The epoxy sculpt shouldn't crack out and fall apart. So that's what this is in here. That's why it looks so smooth, even back here. These points right here. That's epoxy sculpt. It really works well. I got that from Tommy Moore. So did that, and then I did the spot putty over it and sanded it down and filled in any kind of imperfections. That's how I did all that. Just reference on the paint, I used Vallejo surface primer. I used, while I was doing all the body work, I really like Mr. Hobby, Mr. Surfacer 1000 to do body work with. I think it works real well. You can sand it right away. I enjoyed it. I enjoy using that. Then I used Mr. Surfacer here. Let me move the car out of the way a little bit so you can see these things. I used Mr. Surfacer by Vallejo. Gray. I probably should have went white, but I used gray. That's why the car came out darker than I thought it was going to. But I didn't think it was going to matter because I was going to use metallic white coarse by Createx, but it did change the color. That was the base coat, was the Createx metallic white coarse. Then I used the Wicked Colors by Createx, and it's wore off, but it's fastback green. Even I wrote on here with Sharpie fastback green, and it's wore off, so the labels wear off. Great color. Depending on what base coat you use, it changes the color. It's really cool. I can get 4 different colors out of that pretty easy. The wheels, the rims on here are Green Stuff World gold chrome metal. Worked great. I brushed it right on. A couple coats. I don't even think I did a couple coats. I just did it, went around a few times, and when it was dry, and looked to see how it looked, and it looked great to me. I don't know if you guys want me to bring it in more. Bring it in a little bit, anyway. Turned out great. The centers of the wheels are body color. Let me, okay, so I'm new at the whirly-jigger thing, so I'm going to stop this sucker. I got to hold it for 3 seconds and stop it. Oh, that's so funny. The bottom's turning on me now. There we go. Yeah, so that's just body color. And then I used the silver Sharpie on the top here. I don't know if you can see it. I can bring it in closer so you can see it maybe a little better. Yeah, so I used the silver Sharpie on top, and then the color is actually behind it, which is kind of cool. And I did the silver Sharpie on the lug nuts and all that. And that's actually the decals from the original kit, from the Boss 351 kit. They fit right in there perfectly. So you got the little ponies on all 4 wheels, which is cool. The tires, Tamiya, what is it? XF85. Yeah, rubber black. Really cool. The first time I used that, and yeah, it looks really good. So let me see, where am I? On my notes here. I tinted the back window. It's tinted, and that's with the Tamiya X19 smoke. looks really good. Yeah, that works out well. The smoke. Oh, the rear view mirror. Let's start going into the interior here. The rear view mirror is on the glass. I think I showed you in my last video. Well, I was so proud that I got it on there. I used that diamond glaze to glue it on there, and I put a drop of diamond glaze on, let it sit for a few minutes, then I stuck the mirror on. It worked out well until it didn't. It fell off. I got put it back, and I took the car when I was putting it together. It fell off. So then I took the car apart. And I actually had the tub glued in a little bit, but I was able to pry it out and get it out and re-glue the mirror. Got it all in, got the car all together, got the wheels on, got it all together. And I noticed some flocking was like on the door panel over here or something. And I went in there with the brush and I knocked the mirror off. So then I'm like, do I leave it off? Because I really don't want to mess up the windshield. And then I used my handy dandy, I got these rubber tweezers. Get a little better grip. And I'm pretty not so good with tweezers, but practice a few times. Put some of that diamond glaze on there and reached in, and that sucker stuck. I couldn't believe it. So it's on there. So we got that going for us. The steering wheel is wood grain. I painted that. Everything else in here, I did the flocking, which I mixed. Flocking is, let's see if you can see in there. Yeah, there's a little flocking down in there. It's a lighter blue. It's on the bottom of the door panels, which I think looks really cool. You could see it in person. But anyway, I didn't. It's a light blue, dark blue mix. I wanted it somewhere in between there, so I mixed them, and I saw that a couple other guys have done it, which is cool, and it works. It changes the color. So many decals on this kit, really cool. There's like the Hearst shifter has a decal on it. Steering wheel's all decals, so I didn't have to do any of that. It's all decals. Dashboard's all decals. Really cool. There's decals for everything. There's even a VIN. I don't know if you guys have ever had a model with a VIN, but this one does. I don't even know. It's down in there somewhere, but there's a VIN decal on there. You can't see it right now. So cool, though. All right, so the hood, I put the hinges on just to hold the hood so it won't drop off all the time, but I clipped the little tabs off so I can just pull it right out. So the engine bay, which is really cool, all the improvements from Revell, I just so impressed. But anyway, I'll move the whirly jigger back here, get a better view of the engine. So if you look, you can see all the decals. Look at this on the hose, the letter, the wording, and the number. The belt, same situation. Battery, that's not me. That's decal. There's a decal on here. You can't even see. There's a decal on this device back here. I don't know if it's a coil or not the coil. I don't know what it is. Coil is actually up inside here. And I wired it too, but you can't really see it. So, wire, I did the wiring. That's my own distributor. I just use a piece of sprue and put the wire in and wired it up. I like that wire. I just got it. Very happy with it. I'll show you what it is. I have it here this time. I won't do a teaser and not show you the wire. I'll tell you where I got it. The intake, which I said in the last video, is from the AMT 53 Ford pickup F100. That customizing kit, well, they have a couple intakes, and I stole that one. I just thought that was really cool. I do watch Kindig, so I get a lot of my ideas from him, and that's where that comes from. Is he's started doing little short stacks, fuel injection systems, and I just think it looks really sharp. Plus, if this was a real car, it would add a little horsepower. So, kind of cool. Well detailed. So much cool stuff on this one. As far as that wire goes, so I don't forget this time, which I did in the last video, wire wrapping wire. So it's called. And then I wanted 30 gauge. So it's called B30 1000, but it actually has 24, 20, can you see it? Yeah, 24, 26, 30, and 28 gauge wire. And they're a little different. They're all a little different, but it's 1,000. 1,000 means 1,000 feet of wire. So there's 1,000 feet of wire. I'm sorry, I keep beating you up trying to get to this wire here. So you can, if you look close, you can see the wires are a little bit different. But I use the blue. I can't tell you what size it is. It's a little smaller than the yellow. I think the yellow. Man, these are so you get a variety of colors. You got brown, green, orange, yellow, purple, blue, red, yellow, black. A lot of colors. So I think that was really good. It was like $7 for that. I got it on Temu. If you've heard of Temu, Temu.com, Temu. But with them, they hammer you with messaging and stuff. It's kind of annoying, but their stuff is really cheap. And I did it as a trial. I spent like $20 and bought a few things. And so, if it comes, it comes. We'll see what happens. And it did. So the gold trim, like on the back tail lights, love those exhausts. And the front, the gold on the front here. That's all done with my Uniball Sharpie. I'm not Sharpie. I'm sorry. Gel pen. Signal Broad. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, if you're going to use a gel pen, get a good gel pen. When I first started it, I got cheap gel pens, and they don't ever dry, and they run and they drip. Anything that you buy cheap, like Sharpies or anything like that are really cheap, like dollar store stuff, they don't dry. So buy good stuff. Buy this. It stays right on there. Great stuff. Looks sharp too. It's the second time I've used that on a model. I really like it. So this is getting really long. I had a lot to tell you. I'm excited about this one. Thanks, Mike. Thanks to all my subscribers. Cool group build. Thanks for watching.